After playing Portal Stories Mel, I've been wanting to try out more Portal mods. Aperture Tag came to my attention because it essentially replaces the Portal gun with a gun that shoots the gels from Portal 2, which is weird since Portal is called Portal because... you know. Let's find out if Aperture Tag is a good Portal game, despite not having the series' main mechanic. The story in Aperture Tag is really simple. No big characters or deep plot like the mainline games or Portal Stories Mel. Essentially, you're just told that you've been sleeping for a really long time and are sent on your way.
You have been in hibernation for 99999. That doesn't seem right.
The writing overall is not nearly as funny or charming as the other Portal games I've played. It comes across like it's trying to be funny, but it just isn't, and the voice acting from your robot guide Nigel is pretty bland as well.
Sometimes I wish I had legs so I could do what you do, but then I remember the other things we do to test subjects.
That's a pretty large part of why I like Portal games, so it was disappointing to see that, but the gameplay is much more innovative than the lackluster writing and story. After going through a few basic tutorial levels teaching you what every Portal fan already knows, you gain access to the gel gun that shoots blue and orange gel. For anyone not familiar with Portal 2, the blue gel is really bouncy, and the orange gel makes you move really fast.
I'm so fast, you couldn't even comprehend how fast I am.
The puzzles are designed to work in tandem with both of these gels for the most part. For instance, you'll have to make a path with the orange gel and put blue gel at the end of the path to launch you across a gap. At first, you're only allowed to use the blue bouncy gel to teach you how that works, and then the game switches to only allowing you to use the orange speed gel. These puzzles were still fun to solve, though they were quite a bit easier than the ones where you use both gels at the same time. The gels work well for the most part, though several times the blue gel wouldn't register me hitting it even when I pressed jump. This leads to some frustrating deaths since you have to repeat portions of the puzzle you just solved for a death that didn't really feel like your fault.
Mother trucker, dude!
I thought there weren't gonna be any portals in this game since you don't have a portal gun and the game omits the portal name, but there's actually pre-placed portals around levels, some of which can be moved by pressing a button. The portals in this game work as a subsidiary mechanic, while the gel gun obviously takes center stage. The levels do a nice job at retaining the feel of Portal despite completely changing the main mechanic. There's some test chambers that are recycled from Portal 2, but since you don't have a portal gun, it was a nice challenge to resolve them in a completely new way. Just like the mainline games, you can solve puzzles in ways that feel unintended by the developers, which makes you feel smart or lucky depending on how you look at it.
Here we go!
He needs some milk!
That's one of the reasons why I love Portal games. You can manipulate the physics to reward you for having an idea that was completely outside the box. There's a few new environmental mechanics unique to Aperture Tag. There's this orb that's used a bit differently than the standard box, these spike walls that you have to avoid, and these energy walls that deactivate and activate your gel gun, disabling or re-enabling a specific gel color. The puzzles do make use of everything that was included in Portal 2 as well. Along with the regular puzzle rooms, there's also environmental puzzles where you have to figure out how to progress by scanning around your environment and making your way through an opening to the next area. Halfway through the game, the puzzle environments turn into these different Truman Show style interiors that help keep the game visually interesting, though they don't add anything gameplay wise. The puzzle variety helps with the pacing as well. There's obviously your slower methodical type puzzles where you scan the environment experimenting with possible solutions. Then there's faster paced sequences, often involving a large use of the orange speed gel, where you have to execute a series of moves in a row. Though one element that hurt this pacing was the soundtrack. The soundtrack didn't really stand out to me, unlike other Portal games I've played. This is because the music is diegetic, so it gets louder and quieter depending on how close you are to these speakers in the environment. It's kind of a shame because the soundtrack is good, I just didn't get to hear much of it or at a consistent volume. Even though that sounds like a small complaint, the lack of consistent music combined with the bland writing made for some empty feeling environments. There was no atmosphere or funny dialogue to look forward to after solving a puzzle, which I desperately missed.
Good job! If you think that you still experienced a negative emotion while testing, fill out the appropriate submission form at the end of the test.
I did play through it in one 4-hour sitting, which is a testament to the enjoyable gameplay and puzzle design for keeping me engaged all the way through. The last few puzzles were incredibly challenging and layered, which made me feel really smart when I finally solved them. A balance of being difficult while not being frustrating, which is a hard feat for any puzzle game to pull off, but Aperture Tag did it wonderfully. There's 2 different endings in the game. The ending I got was really unsatisfying, and I can't imagine the other ending being that revolutionary. There just weren't any stakes to keep my attention. In the end, Aperture Tag does a wonderful job in its gameplay and puzzle design to give you the sense that you're playing a Portal spin-off game. I just wish that the story and humor the Portal series is known for could have been here as well. I still recommend Aperture Tag because the central gel mechanic is just as satisfying as solving puzzles with the portal gun. I definitely think Portal Stories Mel is the superior Portal mod, especially since it's free. I have a video on that game if you want to check that out, by the way. If you play Portal for the story and excellent writing, you're going to be disappointed with Aperture Tag. However, if you just love the mind-bending puzzles, you'll be really satisfied with this spin-off type game. Sitting at just $5, I would recommend any Portal fan to pick up Aperture Tag, though not before playing Portal Stories Mel. If you're looking for more Portal content, I'll have my Portal playlist linked down below. Thanks for watching and be sure to like and subscribe.